let's now remove the little spots here, the trackers. That's gonna be the next part to make everything clean. I'm gonna create 2 null objects. I mean, we have tracked them already, but now we're gonna focus on each tracker. So we call this one bottom tracker, and the other one we're creating the other null object. We're gonna create top tracker. Boom. We're gonna select our main clip again, go to track motion, and let's do the bottom tracker first. Go. Boom. So we're gonna edit our target, call it the bottom tracker. Boom. The other options should be saved. Oh, they're not saved. Okay. 90 and stop tracking. Same. And forward in time. Now we can watch the tracker, doing all the work. Yes, I'm 100 cool with that. Go ahead, my friend. Yes. Nope, this one was wrong. Good example here, he got it wrong. And now we correct it manually. Again, he did it wrong. Boom. So let's open up the keyframes, and here we can correct everything. Here again, got it wrong, and I can tell this one is wrong as well. Place it here, and the one before was wrong as well. This one here, yes. Now we keep tracking. Here, this is not correct either. Because I'm twisting my hand, twist to make it really hard, so avoid twisting or changing the position like crazy. I actually had to reshoot the first take because I was twisting my hand too much. So first tracker for the bottom is done. I'm happy with it because I was watching all the time. We apply it, boom. That's our track here. Bottom tracker, tracked, perfect. Cool. And now we do the top tracker, same, but different. So we're gonna choose select our bottom layer as well, the main layer, go for track motion. Since we are now tracking the top, let's go all the way to the top here. Choose a contrasty point. I'm going for the edge here. Nice. And we are going to edit the target. Okay, top tracker is right. The options are 90 and stop tracking. So we track forward. This is easier because I'm not really twisting too much on the top. Yes, that's looking good. Okay, nice. Got the tracker here. Need to track backwards here. So, yes. Here, tracking backwards. Boom, yeah, basically you just need to track your tracking points. Again, I would recommend just to track them single, one by another. And now we have both tracked. On the top we have another tracking point. And now what we can do is we are going for that spot here. So we are doing the same like we did at the beginning. We're going to save frame as file, choosing the path, PSD. We're going to call it top clean plate version 1. Yes, please. And we're going to do the same for the position, save frame as file, choose the path. We're going to name this one bottom clean plate version 1. Nice, render them. Now we open them up in Photoshop. So top clean plate, and now we have the bottom clean plate. Et voila. I'm gonna do the top one first. So here we pretty much just need to select that spot. Boom. Generative fill. We don't need any prompt, I think. Oh, we could put in like not perfect skin. We are waiting, so drink some water, guys. Yes, this is definitely not perfect skin. Looks perfect for me. I'm gonna save that. And bottom. For the bottom, we are. Yeah, let's make it a little bit bigger so we can actually feather a lot. Yeah. Generate to fill and generate. Done. I think this is looking pretty realistic. Saving this one too. In here we could actually create a folder PSD so things don't get confused. Here we can import the top and the bottom. Open, boom, going into the main comp. We open the top one first here. So let's draw a rough mask. We can actually use the ellipse tool. Yeah, let's do that, something like that. Yes, let's bring up the opacity, and now we can just do the same, parent them to the top tracker, and let's see how that looks here. Hi, of course, we need to drag down this one below the hand shadow as well, so it's actually below our mask. Okay, we see a little bit of the shape, so we should feather the mask a little. So let's go for 20. Let's see how 20 looks. Yes, I don't think anyone will see that we. Oh, okay, here maybe because we twist in the arm again. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit harder. So let's make it actually a 3D layer. Open up the rotation. If you don't see any options here, you should go to view and go to show layer controls, and then you should be able to see the rotations, but apparently not. So looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good. Here it starts to rotate, and we're gonna, yes, edit the y-axis, and here back to 0. So I'm going in a little, like maybe something like that. Oh well, that was not good. I mean, you can also try just to feather it a little bit more, so like feather maybe 35. Yes, that's good. I mean, it doesn't look perfect here on the top, but I don't think anyone will see that. Okay, let's go back into the main comp. Especially if we light up the dragon, no one's gonna see that circle on the top. Yes. So I think for now it's good. Maybe we should add some Lumetri color. So that's gonna sell the effect, I think. So here it's fine. And here you see it's too bright. So it must be darker. So that's obviously too dark, but like minus 0.4-ish. And then back up. Need to be at 0 again. A little bit earlier. Not even 0.5, I think just like 0.2 is gonna make it. Yes, that's the detail. And also we're gonna add the puppet and make 3 dots. I think that's gonna work. Open up the settings, the keyframes by U. We have the pins here. So this is standard pin here. We are back. So here. Move it a little bit. Does that make sense? Nope. That's not good. Okay, but I think we can increase the feather even more, which will sell the effect. How far can we go? Like that? That's 65. Yeah, that's better. Okay, nice. Really the details. So in the full perspective, we're not going to see anything. Nope. Top. Nice. All right, nice, looking good. Happy with that. So now let's do the bottom. Same, but different. Bottom clean plate. We can right away drag it under the hand shadow. We can parent it again to the bottom tracker. Here. Boom, let's parent it to the bottom tracker. Up here, you don't need a 3D layer here. And let's mask out the little dot here. This, bringing up the opacity again for the mask. We can actually do the same feathering like we did on the top one, like 65 is good, I think. Yes, bring up the opacity 100. Oh, we see it a little bit, so here we can do less. Bring up the feather. That's good. Good. Here we have a problem. So what we need to do is we need to change the mask path. So here we're totally fine. But as soon as I'm going here, we're going back in place. Okay, here looks right again. So we can do another keyframe here. Here we're back in position. Here we need to like move it. So we open up the bracket here and the mask path is gonna change to add. So yeah, we're correcting the mask here. Let's see how it looks. Okay, we start too early here. So we just need to fine tune that. You go later out. A little bit earlier. Boom, boom, boom. Looking okay, but we can also keyframe the mask feather. So we have the mask feather of 95 or 50. We go on here up to, now we're going actually down to 26 and then back up. Yes, we have that. But because of that, we need to also darken it. So we also add the lumetri color. Boom. Basic color. We are also keyframing the exposure. Going from 0 down to, I don't know, minus 0.4. Yes. Yeah, I think that's good. We're looking really closely, we can see it, but I don't think anyone's looking that close. The mask. Yes, that's clean. Oh, a little bit earlier. Yes. Okay, let's have a look in the... Come, yes. Guys, this is looking clean, I think. Oh, well, the dot... Do we see the dot here? I can't really tell. So I think we can see it here a little bit. So we need to just animate the mask back down to like nothing and going back up. Well, we can actually just lower the opacity in general. That's probably the easiest thing. So you can play around with your settings, what works best for you. But here it definitely makes sense to go down and go up again. Boom. A bit earlier. Well, that's fine tuning. That's up to you how you want to look. I don't think anyone will see the tracking point. You guys see, it's all about the details. Nice. All right, this is looking amazing. We are just revealing the tattoo with our hand, which is pretty clean. We removed all the mark. And now we are ready to bring in some higher. So for that, we have pretty much two options. There is an easy way, and there's a little bit more time consuming way, I would say. I'm going to show you both. First of all, we are going to need a still frame from our dragon. I think this is looking pretty cool. So we are going here, go into composition, save frame as, and we call it the still frame dragon. Boom. And we are going to export that bad boy, import it into our PSD folder, and now we can just drag it in. We have to match the comp size. It's 200, even more. So that's actually an easier way to resize that by doing a right click, transform, and fit to comp. Boom, automatically fitting to our comp. We want to see the full resolution. Yes, looking okay. So the fast way is pretty nice. If you have an easy tattoo, that's going to work really well. So we are looking for the effect find edges. Boom. That's looking already pretty cool. We're going to invert that here. Already pretty dope, to be honest. And also we're going to add the hue and saturation. I'm going to bring the saturation down to 0. We're also going to add the levels effect. For the levels, you can play around, so you can see your tattoo clearly. So I'm bringing down the blacks like that. So the goal is to really see the clear structure of your tattoo. So the dragon is pretty detailed, so that's not gonna work too nice, but to show you all the cases, I'm gonna do it with the characters, the kanji characters here. Yeah, but basically you can just follow these steps. And the last one we need is extract. Boom. And now we can see when we solo the layer by clicking here, and we actually can toggle on the transparency here, and now see what happens. We can actually extract our dragon, because now we're like killing the blacks. And yes, that's what you want to do to extract your tattoo. I'm going here for the font for the characters, so this is gonna be totally fine for me. It's actually extracted. So if you're happy, if you only see the tattoo here, like that, you can pre-comp that layer with the right click, pre-compose, move all attributes, and I'll call that pre-comp, because I'm only going for the characters. Characters, yes, and now you see it's like transparent. Now you can mask out the tattoo you have. So in my case, I only want to affect the characters, as I said, so I'm masking out them. Boom, 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 boom. So I only have my characters here, which is pretty nice. And now we can auto trace it. So because we've did a lot of work, we separated our tattoo, and now we can go to layer, auto trace it, and that's automatically gonna create mask for us, which is pretty cool. You see here, it automatically creates the mask. So you can play here with the thresholds, with the tolerance, whatever works for you. You can toggle on here preview to actually see what's happening. So threshold 100, gonna make that. If you lower the threshold, gonna be like more detailed, I guess. And yes, this works for me. Clicking OK, and boom, we automatically created mask. This is amazing. So these masks gonna allow us to create some fire. And for that, you are going to need the Saber effect. So you just go to Google and type in Saber effect by Video Copilot. Go into the first link, and here it's for free. And yeah, big thank you for that. It's amazing. I'm using this one a lot, so just download here for Windows or for Apple, and you're good to go. Go back into After Effects, and here we can now search for the Saber effect after you installed it. Boom, we'll see this line. And the pretty cool thing is here we can go to Customize Core and choose Layer Mask. And now we selected all the masks, and that's epic, really. Here you have different types of presets. I think I'm going actually with the fire and going down with the glow spread and intensity, like that. Core size, down the core size to like a really minimum, because like this tattoo is like really thin, the characters. So that could be something. Going down, boom, like maybe 1, increasing the glow spread a little bit. So here you can really like play around with these settings to see what is looking good for your characters, for your tattoo. Yes, like that. Pull it down. Low intensity. Yes. So this would be definitely one way to create. Yeah, pretty easy. The tattoo you have. And yeah, that's pretty much the easy way. If it works for your tattoo, if it's like really basic, this is probably the way to go. But in my case, the tattoo is, yeah, pretty complex, and I'm probably gonna do the hard way and gonna mask everything. This definitely takes more time, because you see everything like auto traced here and automatically created. Yeah, it's not working in my case. Well, it might work in your case, and it's super nice, super quick way to isolate your tattoo. But in my case, I'm gonna delete this one. And looking here for the right timing, so we are actually so I'm dragging back in the still frame of the dragon, make it fit the comp, transform, fit comp, nice. And here I'm now going into the characters and actually, yeah, creating mask. But I'm creating these masks on a new solid. I'm gonna call it character Saber. Boom. I'm going with the opacity like maybe 10. And now I'm just start drawing. I'm just redrawing basically the tattoo and the shapes, as I think is looking cool. That, boom. You see, it definitely takes more time, but I think it's definitely also more precise, and you will achieve in general a better result. But yeah, the other one could also work for you, for your tattoos. Gonna double check if everything is correct. Yeah, we got this one, we got this one. Boom, boom. Yeah, that's a process that might take some time, and these are just the letters. I'm probably doing same for the dragon, which is gonna cost me maybe some hour just to mask out. But yeah, I love these details, man. I've learned it's all about the details, like taking the time and yeah, really making it look really cool. Actually, we can turn off the PSD so it's a little bit more sharp. All right, these are the characters. I just masked them out, and I think I'm happy with that. Let's break up the opacity. Yes, and it's actually looking quite similar, right? So nice, happy with that. And now we can do the same. We can just apply the saber effect, and now we are choosing fire again. And for the customized core, gonna go with layer mask. Boom. We setting the core size to like, I don't know, like maybe 1.2 glow spread, and down with the glow spread. Yes, this is looking pretty cool. So we're setting down the resolution to actually see what happens. So now we are changing the render setting. And now really important, you got to change the render settings from black to transparent. Boom. And now we can already see the tattoos on here. Let's find the position where it's 100% matching again. It's here. We can now parent the character sabers to our track. So you remember we did the tracking for the upper and down marker. So you can use that tracker too for the characters. So we are choosing the top one first, and let's see how that performs. Yes, so it's staying pretty good in place. Since it's at the bottom, it actually makes more sense to use the bottom tracker because it's way closer. Yes, that's looking fine, looking good. Another way we could use, so you can use these trackers if it looks cool. Nice, congratulations. If not, we can do 3D tracking. So basically, we are cutting our clip here. Here we can delete the trackers and use the 3D camera tracker. Oh, first of all, we have to, because it's the same comp size, we need to pre-compose it so the tracker actually works. Boom, 3D tracker. Now we can use the 3D camera tracker, go into advanced and the detailed analysis. And the saber, we can actually then track onto our dragon. So that's gonna be, I think, a better result. You know, this is a live session. I haven't created this effect before. So, you know, it's a lot of trying and yeah, experimenting, if that makes sense. Because sometimes it just works with connecting like or parenting the tracker, but now I feel like it doesn't track right, and I want to test if the 3D tracker is a better option. So you guys, it's all about trying and making this here as transparent as possible. Yeah, you actually see my process. So let's check the track. Here we are 97%. This might take a while depending on your track, how long your track is. We can actually increase the transparency here. Go to our track, and now if we choose the camera tracker, we have a lot of tracking points because we have nice tracking data. So let's use this one here since we want to place our our tattoo here, we create solid. Sorry, I'm just picking a lot of them, so it definitely gonna track well. I'm gonna create a solid. This solid is here, solid and camera, and now I'm actually adding a grid to see what I'm doing. So I think this is pretty well tracked. Okay, what works for me? Yes, let's see the beginning again. Yeah, that's really nice. So we're gonna call this characters solid. We can actually turn this one off. We just need the position. And this position we're gonna copy, and we're gonna activate our, yes. So right now we're gonna make the character saber we created a 3D layer. Boom. Now it's just like floating around anywhere, like randomly. And since we have copied the position of the, you remember, that solid we placed at the position where we want the effect to happen, we can just paste that position onto our character sabers, and boom, we are good to go. We have it right at the correct position. Now we just have to like maybe copy also the orientation to our solid and scale it up a little bit. Yes, correct. I'm gonna replace the anchor point for that one. Definitely makes more sense to have the anchor point here. And now we're just trying to fit, maybe increasing the transparency, trying to fit the tattoo as best as possible. So like that, increasing the size a little. Oh no, decreasing actually. No, boom, boom, a little bit up again, boom. So something like that. That makes sense. Yes, that's pretty dope. Nice. So it looks like actually the tattoo is like burning. Pretty cool. Boom. Here it has to be 100% precise. So correcting here. That's looking pretty accurate, I think. Yeah, that's nice. That's definitely pretty cool. Let's increase the opacity. See how it looks. I like that. So we can now change the fire a little bit. Maybe something like that. I don't know if fire is the right one. Let's try electric. And go down with the core size. Red. Low intensity. Oh well, fire was definitely better than that. Yes. I like that. So we know we just like kind of tweaking stuff. It's all about the details. It literally is. So now you can like just play around with the glow, with the spread. We can maybe decrease it even more. There are a lot of settings you can actually tweak. So just decreasing the halo setting. So now I'm really happy with that characters here and how they're burning. That's pretty cool. And I'm gonna do exactly the same with the dragon because unfortunately it's not gonna work that because it's just too detailed, the dragon. So I have to mask it manually. I don't want to borrow you, so we're gonna speed up this process. I'm gonna get on some dope music and yeah, mask out the dragon. See you in a bit. Welcome back, and I just finished the dragon and it's looking pretty cool. Yes, so that's the mask. It took some while, but it's definitely worth it. Really like the outcome. And I did track the dragon as well. So 3D tracking, the same process like with the characters we did before. And now we have it in 3D space. Yes, pretty nice. Looking good. But you see my arm is curved, right? So the tattoo is curved as well. And that's gonna be the next thing we're working on. And for that, we are changing the render mode to Cinema 4D. Pretty nice, because in Cinema 4D render mode, we have a couple more options. Maybe you haven't installed Cinema 4D on After Effects add-ons yet, not a problem. So if you get like an error, you can simply go here to your Creative Cloud and search through apps, video, you go to the After Effects app, go here to the three dots, add-ons, and check if Cinema 4D by Maxon is installed. If not, install it, reopen After Effects, and change the render mode to Cinema 4D. That's gonna be really helpful because now we are selecting our layer. I'm turning off the layer controls so we see what we actually do. And open up the settings, the geometry options. They are only available in the Cinema 4D render mode. And here we go in for around -60. Yes, and you right away see now the tattoo is curved. So we get a natural curvature on the dragon, which is perfect. That's exactly what we need. Now we can turn on the layer controls again to reposition our dragon. So actually turning it off again because I don't see what I'm doing. Too many masks. And let's reposition the dragon so it fits the comp size. Boom. We need to go down in scale, I think 128 maybe. Try that again. Fitting the lines even less, 124 maybe. Try 124. It looks organic and nice. Yeah, we are getting there. Yes, I think this is looking pretty cool. So let's check here. All right, so now here it's the wrong position, so we need to reposition the dragon again, something like that. And now if we play, boom. So the dragon moves with the motion, which I think is not too bad because I really like that. But if you don't like that, we can simply change the C position. I don't know, something like that. We play around with that. Back. Boom. Boom. Like that. I think it was even too much. Boom. Yes, a little bit less than that. Maybe something like that. So we can play around with it. Yes, looking more accurate. So the dragon again. This is all about finding the right spot. Like literally, here at the beginning, it works. Still feels a little bit off. So we might go down to, or up to 1.6. Yes, this is feeling pretty accurate. I think we can even put a little bit up and to the left. Increase the scale. So you see it's constantly moving forward and backwards, trying to match it. So that's looking pretty damn good. Love that. Love that. And that's looking awesome. Cool. In general, we can like maybe rotate the dragon a little bit more on that axis. Yes. Boom. Boom. This is pretty nice. I think we can curve the dragon even more. If you go into the geometry options, maybe minus 100. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Well, we can go down with the segments. Yes, going down with the segments helps a lot. Whoo! That's looking amazing. Yes, I think we figured out the right settings. Nice. So I'm doing the effect, as I said, for the first time. So I still need to play around with tweaking the settings, like nailing it perfectly. But I want to showcase you guys. I'm always also playing around. It's not like I'm just making everything perfect. Yes, hopefully that helps a lot. Yes, man, whoo, that dragon, bro. I love that tattoo, to be honest. Now it's just like fine tuning again, maybe increasing it. I don't think it's gonna match 1,000,000%, but that's totally fine for me. Okay, go down, maybe 127. 27 is too small. 129. This is what I'm talking about. That's lean. Yeah, that totally works for me. So let's have a look. That's looking pretty cool, right? Nice. So we can actually do the same thing for the... Okay, we're going to twist the arm. So you see the tail going up here. So we might need to mask out that, make it 100% clean. Yeah, that's possible. Just masking out that. So now what I'm doing, actually copying the 3D camera and recomposing it with the dragon head to boom. So I'm copying the 3D camera so the dragon is still 3D tracked. So, and here we need that mask, right? So here's fine. Going in. But here we just mask out the arm. Something like that. Boom. And we are open up the mask path, going to be keyframed. We are feathering the mask about 20 and choose subtract mode. Nice. And now we can actually keyframe that mask path. So things are a little bit cleaner because, you know, my arm is ending there. There should be no tattoos. Masking. All about rotoscoping and masking, guys. All about that. Boom. Boom. And now we are back here. Boom. 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 Yes, that's cool. Here we can like just move the entire mask out. Way like that. Just moves out. Okay, that's cool. Oi. That's an effect, guys. I love that. Here, you can actually correct the arm as well. Yeah, I think it's pretty good that we mask that out. It makes it look more realistic, definitely. Yeah. Okay, nice. That's cool. And now we can actually create another mask and slowly reveal everything from that. So we create another solid, and we call it tattoo mat. Boom. Before we can use the track mat on the character saber, we first need to duplicate the camera again and pre-compose the characters as well. So character tattoo, because we're now in the Cinema 4D settings, we need to change things sometimes. So let's use the tattoo mat, and here we also use the tattoo mat on the dragon. Boom. Perfect. And now we can do what you see. We can like we can get that tattoo in like that, which is pretty cool. Maybe also sideways. Sideways is pretty nice. So the final position should be something like that. And here we just revealed it. And here we can actually start maybe from here. And let's see how that looks. Nice. That's clean. That's pretty clean. Something like that. Even earlier. Yes. I like that. So we can also smooth the curves so it starts slowly. And we can even make that transition longer. And start really early, like here. And then we go into the tattoo. That's the plan. So let's see what we have already created. So guys, rendering means drinking water. Also, eat your fruits, folks. Really important to stay healthy, you know? We want a full performance, so we gotta take care of our body and the mind. Just kidding, but yeah, it's really important. Thank you so much for my wife giving me the fruits this morning, because I'm really bad at that. All right, it's rendered. It's looking good. Nice. So here, actually, we can start here with pointing. I recommend, like, the beginning should be really quick, so people are directly catched and want to keep watching your videos. So this is looking really good. I'm happy with that. We can think about maybe making the characters a little bit cleaner, but I don't think we need to, because this is already looking pretty good. Yep. Nice. Okay. I would say we are ready for the next step. And for the next step, we're gonna press Command A and we pre-compose everything. Click on pre-compose and we call this the first clip. Boom. Nice. New comp, clean in here, because now we want to do a transition.